everyone, thank you so much for joining Introduction to Yoga. Welcome back. I'm here with my dog Django. He's here to help demonstrate some of the yoga poses as well and show you all about playing fetch, which is a word I probably shouldn't say. Okay, if you're just joining for the first time, welcome. Yoga, the main thing to remember about yoga is to focus on your breathing. He's gonna just lie down right in on the yoga mat. Remember to focus on your breathing. I'm just here to lead you through a practice. Don't feel like you need to do any of these poses. If it doesn't feel good in your body, don't do it. Feel free to skip any poses that don't appeal to you. Remember also to drink water if you need it. Take any breaks that you need to take. Django will be showing you all about that. So without further ado, let's get into our practice. So I like to start with some breathing. So today we're going to work on the three-part yogic breath. So that involves making sure that we fill the belly, the rib cage, and the chest with each breath. Sometimes when we're busy and stressed, we start taking short, shallow breaths and we breathe more in the chest, and we want to really bring ourselves back to that full deep breath. It can really help relax the body and the mind and help us feel better overall. So as we get started, we're going to work with that first, and hopefully this dog isn't too distracting. So perhaps closing the eyes, taking a deep breath in, trying to expand the belly like you're filling up a balloon. And filling the chest, and exhaling fully, chest, rib cage, belly. And then when you're ready, once again, taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling up the belly, filling up the rib cage, feeling it expand. Filling the chest, and exhaling from the chest to the rib cage, and finally the belly. And if it helps, you can place your hand on your belly and your hand on your chest to just help feel that expansion with each breath. So inhaling, filling the belly, filling the rib cage, feeling it expand, feeling the chest rise, and exhale, feeling the release from the chest, the rib cage, and the belly. So work on that breath following your natural rhythm. We all breathe a little differently and we don't want to feel dizzy. So go at your own pace. And as you're settling into your breath, I like to set an intention for the practice. And today I invite you to set the intention of loving yourself unconditionally. Sometimes we think that we should love ourselves when we lose 5 pounds or get the job that we want, finish a project, finish cleaning our houses. But it's important to love yourself today. Love yourself unconditionally. Because you're already awesome now. Why would you wait until you lose 5 pounds or until you clean something or until you get a certain job? Love yourself today. Set the intention to love yourself unconditionally, and everything else will follow. return to normal, still trying to focus on taking those full deep breaths throughout the whole practice, letting the breath guide each movement. Slowly opening the eyes. We're going to do a few little neck stretches. So when you're ready, gently turning the head to the right, just very gently. And inhale, coming back to center. And on the exhale, turning the head to the left. And exhale, coming back to center. Gently looking towards the ground. Getting a nice stretch along the back of the neck. And returning to center. And then gently looking up towards the sky. And exhale, coming back to center. Let's do a few little shoulder shrugs to get warmed up. Center, and let's do a few little arm circles to just help open up the chest and shoulders as well. So making your circles as big or as small as you want to. And then reversing your circles to go in the other direction. Gently releasing. Let's do a little side bend to just get warmed up. So inhaling the arms up, and we're going to let that right hand fall down to the ground and take a little side bend, trying to keep the chest open towards the sky and trying to keep both sit bones connected to the yoga mat. Inhaling back up, letting the opposite hand come down to the ground. And taking a little side bend, trying to keep the heart shining towards the sky. And then inhale, coming back to center. We're going to make our way onto our hands and knees for some cat-cow. And hopefully that doesn't distract Mr. Django here. So trying to make sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. We're going to let the breath guide the movement. So on the next inhale, arching the spine, coming into our cow pose, looking off into the distance in front of you, and letting the breath guide the movement with the exhale, rounding the spine. Into cat. And inhale, arching the spine. Feeling the spine waking up now. And exhale, coming into cat. So let your breath guide your movement through this. We can't see you, so you can go at your own pace. And when you're ready, coming back to center, we're going to let the heels or the big toes touch and bring the knees out to the width of the yoga mat, coming into our child's pose. Extending the hands out long, nice and active through the fingers. back down into child's pose this time. Try to sit back towards the left heel so that we're getting a bit of a stretch along the side of the body here. Hopefully you can see, I think there's a big dog in the way. And then once again coming back up, and then this time sitting back on the right heel. Hopefully I'm not sitting on the dog's tail. Back up, letting the knees come back together, sitting back into child's pose. So from here we're going to make sure that our fingers are spread nice and wide. We're going to start to tuck the toes under. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. So we're slowly starting to let the hips rise towards the sky. Perhaps pedaling out the feet. Try to press the weight equally in the hands and the feet. But if that's too much for the wrists, you can put more weight into the legs. So from here we're going to let the knees come down. Pressing back down into our child's pose. And we're going to do a bit of a flow with that. So starting to bring the hands in towards the chest, bringing them to heart center. Taking a second here, inhaling the arms up, bringing the hands back through heart center, coming back down into that child's pose. And then tucking the toes, pressing the tailbone back towards the sky. Perhaps giving the pedaling of the feet again if that feels good for you. And then letting the knees come back down, coming back down into that child's pose. Bringing the hands back in, coming to heart center, inhaling the arms up, bringing the hands through heart center, coming back down into child's pose. When you're ready, tucking the toes, coming back into downward facing dog. If only I could get Django to demonstrate this alongside. And when you're ready, bringing the knees back down, coming back down into child's pose. Bringing the hands to heart center. Inhaling the arms up. Hands through heart center, coming back down into child's pose. Tucking the toes, pressing up into downward facing dog. Maybe giving the feet another, taking the dog for another walk. Or I shouldn't say that. Those are bad words. Come back down, down into child's pose. Hands to heart center. Inhaling the arms up. Taking a deep breath in, always letting the breath guide the movement. Coming back down into child's pose. Up to your downward facing dog. Letting the knees come back down. back into your child's pose. Inhale in, bringing the hands to heart center. Taking a breath, inhaling the arms up. Hands to heart center. Going back down into child's pose. Pressing up into our downward facing dog. And when you're ready, letting the knees come back down into child's pose. We'll do it one more time. Heart center. Inhaling, arms up. Taking a deep breath in. Hands through heart center. Coming down into your child's pose. And when you're ready, tucking the toes and pressing up into your downward facing dog. This time we're going to walk up towards the top of the mat. So taking a few steps up to the top of the mat, coming into our forward fold, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, flat back, coming halfway up. Then exhale, fold. When ready, inhaling all the way up. Coming into our mountain pose. So from here, we're going to sit back like we're sitting down into a chair. I'm going to move back this way. So making sure that we're grounded through all four corners of the feet, like we're in our mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance apart. I'm going to place my hands on my hips. And we're going to sit back like we're sitting down into a chair. And we're going to try and keep the weight into the heels. So you can be sitting far back into your chair, or you can be not too far into the chair. Go where it feels okay for you. When you're ready, coming back up to your mountain pose. So we're going to try that again with a bit of a twist. So I'm going to bring my feet in just a little bit, just to help with the twist. And once again, sitting back into your chair. And when you're ready, try to take a twist to the right side. I'm going to the left. I mean, I'm not actually mirroring you, so I don't know why I'm going this way. And we're trying to keep the knees still facing towards the front. So we don't want to be twisting them along with us. We're just twisting the upper part of the body. And then coming back to center. Let's take a little break here. So coming back up. Maybe giving the legs a little shake here. Inhaling up. Bringing the hands back through heart center. And sitting back into our chair. And gently twisting the other way. Trying to keep the knees facing forward. Jingle's already on resting pose here. And then coming back to center. We're going to take a forward fold here. And then from here we're going to step back with the right leg. And I'm going to tick-tock my left leg out to the side of the yoga mat. So our feet are on two different tracks here. And then bringing the hands in on the inside of that foot. So from here, you can bring the back leg down if you choose. And this is lizard pose. So you should feel a nice stretch in the hip with this pose. take full deep breaths every time we take a different pose, and that might mean not working so hard. Letting your breath guide the movement. So if your leg is down or up, it doesn't matter. But we're going to bring the right hand to the middle of the mat and extend the opposite hand up towards the sky. Taking a nice little twist. And then letting the hand come back down. We're going to tick-tock that foot back to the middle of the mat, framing that foot. And we're going to step that back foot up to the front to meet the left leg. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Coming back to our mountain pose. Just taking a second to reconnect. Grounding in through all four corners of the feet. Shoulders down and away from the ears. When you're ready, inhaling the arms up. And exhale, swan dive over and fold. Bending the knees as much as you need to. This time we're going to step back with the left leg. And I'm going to tick-tock that right foot out towards the side of the yoga mat. Placing both hands on the inside of that leg. Coming into lizard pose on the opposite side. And feel free to bring that left knee down to the ground. So from here we're going to place that left hand in towards the middle of the mat and extend the opposite hand up towards the sky for a little twist. It can be on your knee or you can have your knee straight. And then bringing the hand back down, rocking that foot back to the middle of the mat so that we're bringing that front leg, and then stepping back up, coming into our forward fold, and then inhale, coming all the way up, back to our mountain pose. So just making sure you're taking a breath. I think Django has decided to lie on the couch instead of the mat. Okay, so from here we're going to inhale the arms up, swan dive over and fold, coming into our forward fold. And stepping back with the right leg followed by the left. So we're in a bit of a plank pose here. And we're going to press up to our downward facing dog, just momentarily. And we're going to lift that right leg up towards the sky and then bring the knee in towards the chest. We're coming to pigeon pose, so letting that leg come down to the ground. Feeling a nice stretch in the hip here. So you can stay up on your hands, or you can come down to the elbows. Or you can come right down to the ground for sleeping pigeon. So go where it feels good in your body. If you are very flexible, your calf might be parallel to the front of the mat. Mine is not. And if you have blocks or pillows, you can always help support the hips in this pose as well. Just honor wherever your body is at today. When you're ready, tucking the toes on that left leg, we're going to step back with the right leg to meet that left leg, and we're going to press back up into our downward facing dog. And then this time lifting the left leg up in the sky, bringing the knee into the chest, and letting that leg come down to the ground. And letting the opposite leg extend out behind us long. And this side might feel totally different. That's okay. We work towards bringing balance in the body every time we do our practice. Bringing balance to the mind, body, and spirit and our lives. And once again, you can be down on the elbows or fully extended out long. Just go wherever it feels good in your own body. I think Jane was grumbling over there. Tucking the toes on that right leg and stepping back to meet that right leg, pressing up into our downward facing dog. And then from here we're going to let our knees come down and making our way to a seated position. So just making your way to a seated position in your own time, however it feels good in your body. So from here we're going to extend the right leg out long, and we're going to bring the left leg just so it's stepped over to the outside of that right leg. Try to flex both feet, and then try to make sure we're sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are down and away from the ears. Let's take an inhale, inhaling the arms up towards the sky. And then as we exhale, we're going to let the hands fall towards the left side. Going into a nice gentle twist. So you don't have to be twisted very far. You should still be able to take a full deep breath, remembering that 3-part breath. If it means not twisting that far, that's okay. Let the breath guide you into the twist. And inhaling the arms up, and exhale, we're going to twist the opposite way. When you're ready, returning to center. Let's extend that left leg out long. Maybe give the legs a bit of a shake here just to reset everything. And this time we're going to cross the left, or the right leg over the left. Just placing it on the outside of that left leg. Trying to sit up nice and tall. We spend too long hunched over our computers all day, so let's try and keep the shoulders down and away from the ears so we can actually take full deep breaths. And then inhaling the arms up. And exhale, letting the hands come down to the right, coming into our twist. These things should feel good in your body, so if it doesn't, you're probably working too hard. So there's no need for that when we're doing yoga. We strive all the time, so it's okay to just let the breath guide the movement. When you're ready, inhaling the arms up, and exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Gently returning to center, crossing the legs. We're going to make our way down onto our back. So just slowly in your own time, letting yourself come down to your back. And we're going to bend both knees so that the feet are flat on the floor. And on the next exhale, let the knees fall open to either side for a recline butterfly. And I invite you this time to maybe place the hands just on the chest to just feel the stomach or the chest, to just take a second as you're in this posture to focus on your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly. So from here, when you're ready, let's extend both legs out long, coming into our final resting pose, letting the hands come back towards the side of the body, palms facing the sky and the ceiling. We're probably all indoors right now because it's freezing outside. Letting the breath return to normal. Loving yourself unconditionally, today, tomorrow, and always. I'm going to take you through a bit of a guided relaxation. As you're in your final resting pose. You walk out the door and walk down a path to a beautiful forest. You feel like taking a refreshing walk, so you walk through the forest. And you feel very protected and safe in this forest. The trees are tall and have wisdom to share. The forest is dense with trees, yet it's aglow with the light of the sun. And the light dances between all of the branches. The air is slightly cool and very refreshing to you. It's a peaceful and rejuvenating feeling to walk through this forest. The air smells fresh and it soothes you. It's quiet and you feel free as you breathe in the fresh air. The ground is gentle and soothing on your feet with each step. And with each step, you know the earth supports you. There's a slight gentle breeze, and as you listen to the leaves rustling in the trees and watch as the branches gently sway, it's nature's dance and you're a witness to this beauty. The forest is alive and it breathes just as you do. Take a moment to breathe in the fresh air. Take a moment to feel soothed right to your soul. You feel peaceful and refreshed and ready for anything. As you walk back, you leave nothing, but you bring back with you the beautiful energy of the forest. And you know that you can return here at any time to find a moment of stillness and peace. The world may be busy, but there is always peace to be found within. You're ready to shine your light and share your love with the world. You walk back up the path, return through the doors, gently landing on your yoga mat. And starting to become aware of the room around you. Feeling the yoga mat beneath you. Maybe starting to wiggle fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. And bringing gentle movement back to the body. Feeling fresh and rejuvenated. And when you're ready, rolling over to your right side. And slowly making your way back up to a seated position. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes. Feeling awake and refreshed, at peace, balanced. And we'll take one breath together to close our practice today. So inhaling the arms up, taking a deep breath in and exhaling, bringing the hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in all of you and every soul. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining the practice. We will see you again next week. Bye.